Hello everyone and welcome to the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. We are live in Wilson, North Carolina, where two of the many teams in the 252 area code that have some state championship aspirations are set to face one another tonight. Wilson Prep, the host team, you see them there in orange. They are 1A this year, and after making the 1A East Regional Final last year, have state championship hopes on their mind, as does that team across the way from us in white. That is Northeastern out of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Last year's 2A state runner-up this year. As we start the 8 classification world that we live in, they are now 3A. Should be a fantastic one tonight. Both sides have a track record of winning. Wilson Prep only in its 4th year of 11-man football, but in that time they have 31 wins and only 7 losses. On the other side, Northeastern, led by longtime coach Antonio Moore, who has an amazing record of 222 wins and only 54 losses. You see the captains out there shaking hands. Going to get the coin toss ready for us in just a little bit. Northeastern enters this game at 2-1. It did suffer a setback in week 2 against D.H. Conley, a rare home loss for the Eagles. And Wilson Prep entering this game 0-3, but keep in mind this is one of the smallest football playing schools in the eastern half of the state. So they played 7A Clayton, played 4A West Craven, and 3A Green Central. In fact, because there's so few 1A football teams that play in this area, they only have 3 of those on their schedule. Everybody else, they're playing up. They're playing a school bigger than them or a private school. So we are set. We're going to begin here in just a little bit. Again, I'm J. Mike Blake. This is the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. And remember, if you are craving chicken, you can download the Alpaca app to earn rewards and gain access to exclusive offers. New members who sign up get a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. You can find your nearest location, including one right here in Wilson, at alpacachicken.com. And actually, the Wilson location is the newest of the 18 locations of Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. Very grateful for our sponsor this year. Every week helps feed both of the teams featured, and they get to partake in what is fantastic chicken if you haven't tried it out. The different sauces that go on the rice. You could be team green, team yellow. If you're Northeastern, that's probably a tough decision for you because you're both green and yellow. We're waiting for both teams to take the field. We see a signage for Northeastern to run through. As the sun has gone down just across from us, should be a pleasant evening of high school football. Can't complain about the weather here in the early going of the year. It's perhaps even cooler nights in August than there are right now in September. Again, these two teams in the HighSchoolOT 252 area code rankings, Northeastern enters number 6 in the top 15. Wilson Prep unranked for now, but that could obviously change as the season progresses. Northeastern, also a team that's kind of used to being at the bottom of the statewide top 25. You see that they're getting ready to run onto the field and through their signage. But they fell out of those rankings after that loss to D.H. Conley. And now we'll turn our attention to Wilson Prep. That's going to take the field right about now. And we are close to beginning here between the Tigers and the Eagles. And just a reminder, as we are now in week 4 of the high school football season. And once those scoreboards hit 0 tonight across the state, you can tune in to the HighSchoolOT post-game show presented by Talk It Out NC. That's going to be at 10:15 tonight. Joel Bryant and Evan Moesta are going to break down tonight's game and go around the state and hear from media members from all the biggest games. And again, that is the HighSchoolOT post-game show presented by Talk It Out NC, live tonight at 10:15 p.m. on HighSchoolOT. So Wilson Prep will receive the opening kick here. And kicking off, this is going to be Peyton Paris for the Northeastern Eagles. Back to receive, looks like Jeremy Johnson, and I believe Nasir Vines as well. So that's number 14, Jaquil Creech, number 14, among those back for the Tigers. And we are underway here in week 4 of the high school season. A little bit of trouble there for Creech, and he's slung down inside his own 20. Good tackle there in the open field by Uzziah Hardy. We'll talk about him as a star receiver for Northeastern tonight. Looks like this opening drive is going to start at about the 18-yard line. Now, Wilson Prep is a team that we were able to see in the preseason. Actually, excuse me, further back than I thought. So that's about the 14 or 13-yard line, actually. 13 it is. Wilson Prep, a team that we saw in one of the preseason jamborees, looked really good and really taking it to a 7A school, Sanderson. Back at quarterback, that's number 5, Trayvon Usher. He had a fantastic jamboree that night, doing on both sides of the ball. You see him in shotgun formation. It's the inside give. With good effort there and picking up a few yards on the ground. That's number 6, Ethan Nelson.
Ethan Nelson on the run, 6 yards.
He gets out to the 15-yard line. Second and 3 or 4, depending on how you want to look at it. They like to run with Usher if they can, but there's another give inside, and this time taken down for a loss goes Nelson. One of the people there to bring him down, number 54, Makai Williams, the junior defensive lineman. This makes it a 3rd and 5, so 2 carries for 5 yards for Nelson. And you look at that offensive line of Wilson Prep, you can see why they're going to be tough to beat in 1A. 1A, this classification, every school in 1A that's left has less than 400 students. It's hard to find size like that at a lot of schools around the state that are that small. Usher's dropping back, throws across the middle, and almost brought in, but incomplete. He was looking for Manny Dickens, and the Tigers had to punt this one away. Looked like he was open for a second across the middle. Would have been a nice pickup on 3rd and 5, but instead, this is Ethan Nelson. He's going to be back to punt it away. Back to receive for Northeastern. That's Aiden Hawley, number 12, the junior. Nelson is a high punt, a little short, but it takes a friendly Northeastern bounce and it's finally down at about the 39-yard line. So great field position coming up here for the Eagles.
First down, Northeastern.
Eagles offense exploded last week for 48 points. They're hosting Holmes High School, their former conference foes. Quarterback here is Zach Ishman. He got a good fair bit of work last year as the backup quarterback on a 15-1 team. This year, 12 touchdowns through the air, no receptions. It's a handoff, looking to possibly throw it, but now taking off and running with it. A lot of good yards inside the 20, and great pickup there for B.J. Evans and the Eagles. So from the 44 down inside the 20 goes B.J. Evans. Looks like that ball is right at the 15. Eastman swinging it out to his right. This is Harney. There's a flag on the play. Harney gets inside the 5, but I think this one might be coming back. Let's see what the official's call is. It is holding, so that'll wipe out that last play. Take the Eagles back a few yards. We've seen a few times in our first 3 weeks of the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week how sometimes those holding penalties are drive killers. At least this one happens on first down for Northeastern. It'll be about a 1st and 14 now. That's Damari McNeil in the backfield, along with Eastman. And in motion goes Harney. Flag pre-snap. I'll see what that call is. Maybe someone flinched first for Northeastern, or maybe what's on the other side. I couldn't tell. We'll wait the signal here. False start it is, so make it a 1st and 19 now. Ishman has 4 wide. Top of your screen is Jaquel Stallings. And in motion goes Harney again. Ishman throwing it to the right. Got one-on-one coverage, and it is incomplete, too far.
Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 19.
There actually was a safety in the vicinity. Would have had to really drop that in perfect for that to work out. Ishman, 57 of 83 passing going into this game, and he, with about 54 yards, he will go over to the 1,000-yard mark already this year. And he likes to spread around to at least 3 receivers who have 12 or more receptions: Uzziah Harney, B.J. Evans, and Devon Shreves. All 3 of those guys are at the top of your screen right now. Ishman gives it to McNeil. Oh, he's got a lot of room in front of him. Move around the left-hand side. Can he stay on his feet and get in? He is down right at the 1.
First down on the 1-yard line.
Big gain there for McNeil. And the Eagles are knocking on the door right now. Had a short field to work with on this drive. McNeil only 15 carries entering tonight. Northeastern really more of a pass-happy squad. They've got in some power here. Ishman, quarterback sneak, carries the pile, and he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
Touchdown, Eagles.
9:14 in the first quarter, and Northeastern strikes first on its first drive. Extra point will be attempted by Peyton Paris. As Northeastern runs one more in there. A little bit of a high snap. Kick is up. And we wait for a signal. No good. So it'll be 6-0. Eagles in front. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Alpaca Peruvian Chicken is great at office lunches, team lunches, tailgating, and football games. Place your next catering order at Alpaca so you and your friends can enjoy the best rotisserie chicken in the area. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. Alpaca Peruvian Chicken, home of North Carolina's favorite chicken and a proud supporter of HighSchoolOT and football teams across the state.
Your child pours their heart and soul into their dreams.
You're so ready for this.
But underage drinking can stop a young mind and body from performing at its best.
Okay, everyone, it's time.
We're ready.
Make sure your star keeps shining. Start the conversation about the dangers of alcohol with tips at talkitoutnc.org.
Welcome back to the High School OT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. Northeastern making good on its first drive in the contest, now with a 6-0 lead here at Wilson Prep. Harris's kick is angled to the sideline and fielded on the run. Getting good yards to pick up there, down at about the, call it the 34-yard line. That was Nasir Vines of Wilson Prep. So the Tigers have their second drive of the game.
Tigers now first down and 10.
They had a last time, only could muster 5 yards on the ground. A lot of blockers and a lot of backs in there for Wilson Prep. The give is the up man and dropped for a loss. So the carry was by number 50, Malachi Perry. He loses a yard. Good stop there by Makai Williams, a junior we mentioned earlier on the last drive, and he's also played some offensive line, which is also kind of the hallmark of some of those better 1A and 2A teams of the past in the 2-5-2. You're going to see a lot of guys playing both ways. Trying to find some room and cutting back. Getting a little bit past the original line of scrimmage is Ethan Nelson. Actually, he may have only gotten back to the last yard mark, so actually no pickup on that one. Be 3rd and 11.
Slow. They're not getting out.
We're at about the 8-minute mark here in the first quarter. Usher is going to look to the air. And now he's going to try to take off with it. Gets a few yards, but he's wrapped up and brought down. There's a flag. Dejon Lee made the tackle. Would have been about a 2-yard pickup. Face mask on the defense, so 7 yards, they'll march it forward. It's not always an automatic first down. So 4th and 6 is what it looks like right now. Actually, no, excuse me, 3rd. Usher, kind of a wildcat run there, getting close to the first down marker. Depend on the spot, it's going to be close. Here's like he's, wow, 4th and 1 there. Inches, really. So he needed to pick up 6, and he got probably 5.5, 5 and some change. And actually, looks like head official's going to signal for a measurement here. It's the first one of those we've seen this year in the High School T Game of the Week. For whatever reason, all year long, people have been kind of eyeballing it. So we will see here in a little bit. See if we can't zoom in here. And it is going to be, we can't see because of the official's leg. First down.
First down, Tigers!
They needed 6, and man, he picked up exactly 6. That keeps the chains moving for Wilson Prep. Wilson Prep, boy, they got the blockers to the right of Usher, but he's going to give it. And this is Nelson's spin move. Maybe a pickup of about 4 or 5.
Second down and 6.
2nd and 6 here in the next play. So Nelson, who came into the game with 13 carries for 85 yards, he's gotten the bulk of the work so far with 4 carries, 9 yards. I'm saying bulk of the load if you don't count Usher, who certainly leads the team in carries and yards this year. Here's a give. I believe that's Vines with it. Got some room. First down. So from his own 44 down to the, let's wait for the spot, down to the opposing 39. So a lengthy pickup there by Vines. Longest play of the day for either team, I believe. As the clock ticks to about the 5.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Again, you're looking at the HighSchoolOT Alpaca Peruvian Chicken Game of the Week. Vines trying to follow his blockers, gets a few yards, maybe 2. He's 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8 Tigers.
Talking about conference realignment, how it affects these two teams. For Wilson Prep, it's a little bit harder in football. They have 6 teams, and they're one of 6 teams in the Eastern Carolina Conference, all 1A schools, but only themselves, Washington County, Sally B. Howard, and North Edgecombe field football. So the last 3 weeks of the year will be those 4 teams all playing one another. So your lineup here for 2nd and 8. Usher's going to take it himself. He's keeping the legs churning, and he think he's got this first down. So a heck of a carry there. From about the 37 or so. And the ball now would be at the 28. For Northeastern, they're still in the Northeastern Coastal with a lot of familiar teams. They did pick up Martin County, school they haven't played as much in recent years, because Martin County just started. Usher taking it himself. Usher fighting off a tackler, and he stays on his feet, and he is in there. Trayvon Usher doing it all on that touchdown run. Would not be denied. With 4:07 left here in the first half, we're tied at 6. We've seen this a few times this year from a few different teams that go for 2 frequently and often. This is Nasir Vines going to take it himself, and he's going to be denied the 2-point conversion. So we are tied here at 6. Again, 4:07 left in the first quarter. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back right after this.
4 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first quarter.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry. But most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
Welcome back to the High School OT Game of the Week. Wilson Prep has made good on their second drive of the contest, and we have a tie ball game here with 4:07 left in the first quarter from Wilson, North Carolina. So we await this kickoff here by Nelson. And a really good kickoff here. This is going to be a touchback. Nelson doing a little bit of everything here for the Tigers. So the Eagles will come out for their second drive of the game. Had a much shorter field last time. They started in plus territory. This time they're going to start at their own 20. Again, Northeastern's conference, we mentioned a little bit of it before that last touchdown run, but they're in a 5A, 4A, 3A conference with Currituck County, which is the only 5A school in that conference. First Flight, the only 4A. Then they have themselves Pasquotank County, Hertford County, and Martin County, all in that northeastern corner of the state. This is Ishman throwing it out to his left. Got a man right at the sticks, fights off one tackler, and he's cut down for a, what looks like about a 17-yard pickup there, going to Trayvon Bell, the lanky sophomore. He caught it about, well, caught it about 8 yards. Well, comeback route, and then was able to make one guy miss and pick up another 10. Ishman with trips to his right is going to hand this off, inside give. But the ball may have come out, and Northeastern still has it. That looked like number 3, Devon Shreves on that carry. Or actually, he may have been the one that picked up the ball. The give, I believe, was to number 22, Jonathan Gwynn. This will be a 2nd and 8 for Northeastern. Ishman throws it long, too far. The intended target that time, that was B.J. Evans. Pretty good coverage there by the Tigers on that one. And Ishman had time. Could have maybe even sat back there even longer. He's going to roll out to his right. Guns it complete and brought out of bounds for a solid pickup. Uzziah Harney. Across midfield, and I think Harney was actually tripped up by his own guy there.
52 is killing you. Tyshawn is killing you. He's not giving you nothing on his head over here.
So the ball at about the 48-yard line. And the Eagles are back in plus territory with about 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Ishman, running back draw to Gwynn, gets nowhere. First guy in the backfield helping blow that up was number 18. It's going to be number 10. That's Jaden Johnson. Remember, students, parents, and peers, it's time to start the conversation to stop underage drinking. Get the help you need to talk openly and honestly about underage drinking, peer pressure, and more with our partners at Talk It Out NC. Visit talkitoutnc.org to start the conversation today. Ishman runs it as high, as close to the sticks, and brought in once again. That's actually Aiden Hawley, the junior. If he didn't get the first, he's right at it. I think it's going to be 3rd and 1. No huddle. Northeastern try a quick count, try to get the Tigers to jump off sides there. Gift wrapped them a first down. Now they look to the sidelines as the call comes in. Ishman gives it to Gwynn. He's got a first down and then some. Brought down about the 31-yard line. So they had the defense fold on that one. The pursuit goes behind Gwynn, and he has a lot of field in front of him. One man in motion for Northeastern. Now Ishmael has trips to his left. He's looking left. He's going to have to take off with it. Picks up a few yards, fighting his way. Ball comes out, and Wilson Prep's got it. So it looked like he was getting close to a first down, but instead it'll be a turnover. Falling on that one is Xavier Russell, the freshman for Wilson Prep. And the Tigers take over with 43 seconds left here in the first quarter. So Aiden Russell picking that up. And Wilson Prep starts this drive. They actually marked it right at the 30. So Ishman took off, looked like he was picking up good yardage. Wilson Prep's going to call a timeout here. We'll take a timeout too. We'll be back right after this.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth. Teens bounce back fast and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
Welcome back to lovely Wilson, North Carolina, folks. I am J. Mike Blake. This is the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken Game of the Week here at High School OT. We have both teams deadlocked, tied at 6-all. Our first turnover of the game goes to the Tigers as they forced a fumble on quarterback Zach Ishman. Just as it looked like Northeastern was really made a long drive. They started at their own 20. They were getting down towards the opposing 30. And again, less than a minute until the second quarter begins. Wait the referee's signal so we can begin. Play clock here. Low snap, handled by Usher. He's got some room to run, and he could go. 70 yards. Touchdown, Wilson Prep.
Touchdown. 80 yards.
What a momentum swing that is, folks. 12 seconds and 70 yards later, Wilson Prep has the lead.
The Tigers on the prize.
31 seconds left in the first quarter. That was a low snap that Usher handled, found the seam, and he was gone. This direct snap goes and tackled, not going to make it there. That was Jaquil Creech. We're going to take another quick break here, folks. Be right back after this.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
We are back, folks. The HighSchoolOT Game of the Week. It's not disappointing right now. What an incredible sequence of events that was. Northeastern putting together a nice drive, turns it over, and one play later, Wilson Prep makes them pay. And that's why the Tigers have a 12-6 lead right now. 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. Kicking us off will be, I believe, number 6, Ethan Nelson. And it is. He had a touchback last time. This one's much shorter and angled to the sideline. Northeastern player, I believe that was B.J. Evans. So 30 seconds left. Also, got to give credit. What a great use of a timeout for Wilson Prep. They talk about it, and clearly whatever they had designed was wide open for that 70-yard dash by Usher. And now Northeastern finds itself trailing for the first time tonight as they start this drive at their own 40. Zach Ishman, swing pass, complete. Getting some good yardage there is number 5, B.J. Evans. He picks up about 8. There is a flag in the middle of the field, a little bit away from the play. See what's called here. But personal foul, face mask, so a big pickup tacked on to the end of this one. So after the pass play picks up 8, they'll get 15 more and be right down at the 37-yard line.
First down, Northeastern.
We're on 2-1, and that will do it for the first quarter. We'll take a break as well. At the end, the score, Wilson Prep 12.
Raising kids
6.
is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you
Change
cry.
that in the
But
second
most
quarter.
times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
Welcome back, folks. The second quarter is about to begin here between the host team, Wilson Prep, and the visitors from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Northeastern. Eagles have a 1st and 10. I think the chains are not quite aligned yet. And now there they go. So a 1st and 10 from the 37. Inside draw to McNeil. He's a tough guy to bring down. And he is brought down, but not after he picks up at least a 7 there on the play. As Zalik Kennedy, another freshman on this Wilson Prep defense, who makes the tackle. We do have a flag, I believe, way in the backfield. Several yards deep, actually. I didn't see the signal, but here it comes. An illegal shift.
Illegal shift on the Eagles.
That wipes that play out. 5 yards back they go. Ishman sends a guy in motion. Look to his right, then look to his left, came back to his right, and this is Harney with it. He fights to pick up a few more yards. Maybe about 7 on that play. Make it a 2nd and manageable here. 2nd and 6, looks like. Uzziah Harney leading the team with 16 receptions and 4 touchdowns entering this contest. A little more than 80 yards per game. The give is McNeil. Breaking on one tackle, breaking another, still on his feet and twisting his way down inside the 20. No flags on this one. Big pickup for McNeil. That's his 2nd carry of the game that he gets credit for after a penalty wiped out another. 1st and 10. Ball's right at the 20. McNeil taking a breather. That's Jonathan Gwynn in the backfield. We're inside 11 minutes here in the second quarter. This is Harney with a catch. Makes one guy miss. Trying to make another. Oh, dances his way. Moving across field. Still on his feet. Gets the 1st down, and he's out of bounds.
First down, Northeastern.
That is a pickup of about 12 that he gets credit for, but he probably ran 30 yards or more just to get those 12 yards. Started on the left side of the hash, cut upfield to the middle, went back to the right side, and stepped out of bounds. We have a timeout here by Wilson Prep. They're going to talk some things over as the 1st and goal is coming up for Northeastern, and we'll keep it here. Just remind you that while you're tuned in right now to the game of the week, you can head over to the Talk It Out NC statewide football scoreboard. That's North Carolina's most up-to-the-minute source for high school football results. Tonight at 11:15 p.m. on WRL TV, Chris Lee will host WRL's Football Friday. Among tonight's featured games is that legendary function at the junction between Tarboro and Southwest Edgecombe. That's WRL Football Friday each and every Friday night this fall at 11:15 p.m. with Chris Lee. Remember, folks, it's only called the function at the junction if it's at Southwest Edgecombe. It might be the only high school football rivalry or any rivalry I know of that only has a nickname when it's at one of the schools, not when it's at the other. So function at the junction tonight. It's not too far away from here. One county over. Ball is at the 8-yard line here for Northeastern coming out of this timeout. It's a give to Gwynn, and he is almost in there. The ball comes out. Did they turn it over again?
It looks like
It's a pile down there at the bottom. They're trying to get to it, see who has it. Northeastern recovers. Oh, my goodness. The Eagles almost cough it up for the second time in the first half, but instead they live to see another down. So Gwynn's carry gets them right to the 5, so a pickup of 3. We have an injury timeout on the field, or official timeout. Some of the guys at the bottom of that pile were taking a little while to get up. Just make sure everyone's okay. 10:25, as you see there on the clock, across from us. Next week's HighSchoolOT Game of the Week, presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. Should be an exciting one. We'll have details on that one coming out next week. Stay tuned. So after the official timeout, everyone's good to go. Northeastern's back on the field. And this is Ishman. He's got a lot of time. Now he's going to try to take off. Breaking one tackle. There's a flag down as he gets in for the touchdown. We'll see if it stands. If it stands, it's a 5-yard touchdown. The Eagles are looking like it stands. They're picking up the flag. No penalty on the play, so it is indeed a touchdown for Northeastern. Two quarterbacks tonight have combined for 3 rushing scores. 10:09 in the second quarter. Northeastern missed the initial extra point. Let's see if this one is any better. It is up, and it is good. And the Eagles have taken the lead back here. 10:09, third quarter. Northeastern, 13. Wilson Prep, 12. Let's take one more break. We'll be right back after this.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth. Teens bounce back fast, and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
All right, we are back at the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week, presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken, just in time Had this kickoff by Northeastern, who now holds a 1-point lead. Shaping up to be another dandy here. Is this return? Oh my goodness, there's so much room to be had to cross the 50. Oh my goodness, look at that by Nasir Vines. An absolute playmaker for the Tigers. He's going to kick himself that the last man got him. But he's down at the 45. Wait, there is a flag. So hold the phone there, and the flag is a lot further back.
Okay, good job. That's it right there. All right. Well, take Bruno off. Bruno had not practiced on my special team while he put him out. He told me
So the flag is at the 40-yard line. So instead of being across midfield, Wilson Prep now takes over this drive with 10:02 left in the second quarter at their own 30.
First down on the 30-yard line, Tigers.
Tigers' first drive of the game was a 3-and-out, and ever since then, they've really settled in. Northeastern having to load the box, but if Wilson Prep gets their blocks right, it doesn't matter. The give is to Nelson. Hard for him to find any avenue there. He's going to be dropped for a loss.
Loss on the play. Hey, I was second down.
That's a solid 4 yards backwards. Ball at the 31 now. This is Usher with it for the Tigers, banging his way into some tacklers, driven back. Forward progress gets him at least a few yards closer to the original line of scrimmage. Will be a 3rd and 11 here as he gets 3. Usher unofficially, we've got him with 5 carries, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns this evening. Of course, 70 of those coming on a really changed the complexion of this game. It's looking like all Northeastern about to go up 2 scores, and instead Wilson Prep was right back in it. Shotgun formation this time for the Tigers. Usher's back. He looking long. His eyes are downfield. He's going to have to take off and go. And still in bounds. It's Trayvon Usher. My goodness. So hard for the first person to get him down. It's hard for the second guy to get him down. And from nothing, he gets a solid 7 yards, maybe 6. So 4th and 4 here now. As the clock ticks under the 8-minute mark. Again, that's Ethan Nelson. Back to punt this away for Wilson Prep.
We missing the line, and where's Jaden? Where is Jaden?
He is a long ways back there to receive this snap. A little bit low, no rush, so he gets a nice leg under it and could take a friendly Tigers roll, and it will, inside the 25 and about the 22. And that's where Northeastern will take over its next drive. Let's take one more break. We'll be back with the next drive after this.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Welcome back to the High School T Game of the Week. Northeastern taking over this drive at the 20, actually, excuse me, make that 24-yard line. It's the give to McNeil, and he is brought down. Quite a few Tigers in on that one, including Jaden Johnson and Malachi Perry. Just 3 yards on that one. Ishman looks over to the sideline for the call. McNeil now moves to the opposite side of him. There's the play action. Ishman over the middle of the field, caught and missing one tackler and down in plus territory.
First down.
Are the Eagles. They're right back in business. Long pickup to Devon Shreves. Devin Shreves, excuse me. There's a flag down. If that's roughing the passer, because that's the direction in which the flag was thrown, that's going to be another 15, and you see it here now being marched off.
Roughing the passer, additional 15 yards.
So that ball was from their own 27, and it got 30. It got down to the 45, so that was a 18-yard pass, and on top of it, a 15-yard penalty. McNeil, inside give. Oh, he's going nowhere. Flattened. Absolutely flattened by Reginald Holmes, the senior. I think McNeil is hurt. Hopefully all is well with him, as he was landed on by the biggest player out there. Couldn't have felt too good. 6:01 left until halftime. Let's take a quick look at some stats here by our statistician Blair Mitchell. Zach Ishman, 7 of 10 passing for 85 yards. Uzziah Harney with 3 catches for 29 yards leading the way. On the ground, Damari McNeil has 4 carries for 28 yards, unofficially. On the opposite side, you've got Trevon Usher, 6 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Again, all of that unofficially. Nasir Vines, 3 carries for 17 yards. Ethan Nelson, 5 carries for 5 yards. Second and 11 after McNeil loses 1. Ishman slings it out to the right, making one guy miss, but not too many others for a short pickup. Hard for me to see. I believe it was number 6. It was number 6. Jaquel Stallings on that catch. He picks up 5. And it's now a 3rd and 6 for Northeastern. Ishman to his right, low. Did he bring it in? Saying no, he didn't. Well, Harney and the officials are going to confer about this. We had the benefit of being able to zoom in. It looked like hard to see from this far away. So we'll trust the officials there, and it's incomplete. 4th down coming up for Northeastern. .5:13 left until halftime. Shotgun formation, 4 wide for Northeastern. They get somebody to jump off sides. That's not enough for the first down, but it does make it a 4th and short. Northeastern tried the hard count earlier in the first quarter and could not get Wilson Prep to jump. So that ball is now moved to the 21. 4th down and 1. Northeastern trying to get set up quickly. Ishman gets under center, does a hard count again. Flag comes in. Wilson Prep is clapping this time, so 5 yards forward and 5 yards back perhaps. And it is a false start on the offense. But Northeastern is in this part of the field, they're in go for it on 4th down no matter what mode. And very close for a Wilson Prep player. Looked like he almost had jumped again. They've held back. Clock is now under 5 minutes. Ishman dropping back. He's under a little bit of pressure. Throws over the middle, and it's caught. 1st down for Northeastern.
First down, Northeastern.
That was to Jaquel Stallings, number 6. From the 26 down to the 10, excuse me, a 16-yard pickup. Now it's 1st and goal for Northeastern. Ishman is a fade route to the far corner of the end zone and high pointed. Did he get his feet in bounds? No. He was looking for Trevon Bell. Incomplete there, so it'll be 2nd and goal. Another pass to Bell, too high, a little bit of miscommunication on that play. So it'll be 3rd and 10. This drive has certainly taken a lot of plays and a lot of time off the clock. Trips to the left of Ishman. And now they're going to take a timeout. So we'll keep it here. As the Eagles are going to walk through what they want here and be interesting. They are a little bit closer than they were previously when they went for it on 4th and 6. Do they want a short field goal? If they get it close enough, or if they don't pick up a touchdown here, or they don't move any additional yardage, what goes into that calculation? We'll find out shortly.
Okay, what does she want? I didn't understand. What's going on? Oh, yeah.
So looking at our updated stats here, very unofficial.
They're not going to be at the press box.
But it's 9 of 15 passing now is Ishman.
Yeah, tell them you miss Walker. All right. Yeah.
We appreciate all of you following along tonight, whether you're on the HighSchoolOT site, you're looking at us through Facebook or YouTube. Thanks for making the game of the week what it is this year. We've had some barn burners, and tonight looking like another classic game. Even last year we had some thrilling games that went down to the wire. Right now, a 1-point game, and this is 3rd and 10 for Northeastern. Ishman's rolling to his right. He guns it and falling down incomplete. He had and he wanted to get Harney open one-on-one out there. So 4th down, no sign of the field goal unit. Even if they don't, it does set up a long field for Wilson Prep with not as much time. And the Eagles are actually going to get the ball back to start off the second half. So this should be their last time out here. So we're going to talk about it one more time. And we're going to take one more break. We'll be right back after this.
Alpaca Peruvian Chicken is great at office lunches, team lunches, tailgating, and football games. Place your next catering order at Alpaca so you and your friends can enjoy the best rotisserie chicken in the area. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. Alpaca Peruvian Chicken, home of North Carolina's favorite chicken and a proud supporter of high school OT and football teams across the state.
Your child pours their heart and soul into their dreams.
You're so ready for this.
But underage drinking can stop a young mind and body from performing at its best.
Okay, everyone, it's time.
We're ready.
Make sure your star keeps shining. Start the conversation about the dangers of alcohol with tips at talkitoutnc.org.
Welcome back, folks. The High School T Game of the Week. Northeastern has talked about it. They called a timeout before 3rd and 10. Now they called a timeout before 4th and 10, or actually 4th and goal, excuse me. They are at the 10, trying to take back this lead. Ishman, he's looking to the left, throwing, and a wide open touchdown. The Eagles are back in front. Tavon Bell all alone on that side. 4:02 in the second quarter. Northeastern, they missed their first extra point of the game, made their second. This one can make it an 8-point margin. It is up, and it is good.
It's good. The score is now 20.
Peyton Paris. The Eagles lead by 8. We'll keep it here as the kickoff unit comes out. A 10-yard strike on 4th and goal. We've had a lot of lead changes here. Northeastern striking first. Wilson Prep taking its lead back. 13-12. And now the Eagles are back in front. In Joel Bryant's power rankings, these two teams are in the top 10. That's where Joel Bryant, in addition to our area code rankings and statewide rankings for football, and football only, he ranks every single school in each classification. 1 through 59 in some cases, or 1 through 60. It shows you how these two teams, even if they may fall to some bigger schools, they're still very much championship contenders in their respective classifications. Kickoff from Paris is angled to the left side. It's going to go out of bounds, and that will set up Wilson Prep very nicely on this next drive with 4:02 on the clock.
4:02 on the clock. Second quarter. Tigers take over.
Week 1, High School T Game of the Week. We had a last-second field goal. As time expired, as Terry Sanford came from behind to defeat 71st. In Week 2, all the scoring was in the first half as Providence Day kind of ran away from Rolesville. Last week, we had all sorts of wild plays in a 52-28 barn burner between Cleveland and Northern Nash. Here tonight, a back-and-forth affair between two of the best in the 2-5-2. So in high school, when you kick it out of bounds, you get the ball on the 40. It's a great spot for Wilson Prep with not much time. And I believe 2 of their 3 timeouts, actually, nope, is on the 35. So they put it on the 40 originally, and now it's back to the 35. Official said, my mistake. Got the wrong yard line out there. It's Usher trying to fall behind his blockers, and a good one-on-one stop made by Uzziah Harney, playing both ways. Loss of 1, maybe 2 actually, for the Tigers. And again, a touchdown looming large for Northeastern as they do get the ball back to start the second half. Handoff, fighting his way. Tough to see, but I believe that's Nelson for Wilson Prep. No, excuse me, that was number 1, Nasir Vines. He gets 1 yard back. In 2 plays on this drive, they've lost 1 yard. 3rd and 11 here. We're almost at 2.5 minutes left before halftime, and there's a false start. Depending on who they call it on, I think it's going to be a Wilson Prep, but I've been wrong before. Both sides pointing at each other, of course. And it will be 5 yards back, 3rd and 16. Some of the other 1A East contenders this year is KIPP, that's up in Gaston, North Carolina. A charter school like Wilson Prep. There's also Northside, way out there in Beaufort County. Just along the Inner Banks. In the 1A West, you always are thinking about those schools way out in the westernmost corner of the state, like Robbinsville and Andrews. About 2 minutes left, and there's a timeout here for Wilson Prep. We'll keep it here. 2:06 left until halftime. For Northeastern, there's a not an obvious contender in the 3A East, and certainly the Eagles, who have been to the state championship a number of times over the years, are still kind of the favorite until another 3A team knocks them off. Now in the West, you have another perennial power, Shelby, that's in 3A. And they won last week, you may have seen it, 90-0, with 74 first half points on their conference foe, Highland Tech. We talked about that on the high school team press box that came out Sunday night, and you can find that wherever you get your podcast. Myself and Evan Moesta talking about how, hey, there's a lot more layers to it than just this team ran up the score. Again, that's the team that Northeastern could see if things go well all the way out in December. Usher goes to the air. It's complete. This is Nelson. He's going to get a few yards. Stays in bounds. The clock keeps on rolling. We picked up 8 yards, I believe. And Northeastern calls a timeout. I thought they were out, but I guess they had one more. Right. 1:49 left here in the first half.
Just 1 second, sir. Hold on.
One thing with the RPI system this year, first of all, there's not going to, when playoff time comes around and those playoff projections, you can actually already look at them from Joel Bryan. The RPIs are not out, but we're using Joel's power rankings to fill out the bracket. It's really interesting to look at each week. You have to be a HighSchoolOT insider for those. And
Keep on going down till you see where the lights are down.
you can get access to all of our playoff projections across all different sports.
Yeah, what color you drive?
High snap, fielded, and trying to take off running with it. He didn't want to kick it away, and that's a huge loss for Wilson Prep. Nelson, I don't know if he felt like he couldn't kick that ball on the run. But oh my goodness, that sets up Northeastern real nice with 1 minute and 46 seconds left in the first half.
No, I didn't. You hear me call it?
Oh my goodness, there's a 30-yard line here as they lose about 12 on that. Northeastern, this could be huge here. Ishman swings it out complete. It's lateraled, and Hardy's got it down the sideline. Oh my goodness. A heads-up play. Could have been designed that way.
Ball on the 5-yard line. Eagles.
So from Ishman, it was caught by Aiden Holly for about a gain of 8. Then he laterals it to Hardy. He picks up another about 15 or so. The ball is at the 6. First and goal. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the clock. Ishman swinging out to his left, and he is in there. Touchdown, Northeastern once again.
Touchdown, Northeastern. The score is now 26-12 with 1 minute and 31 seconds left in the second quarter.
We had a big swing of momentum on a turnover earlier in this game, and I think that's another big swing of momentum as well. As that punt goes wrong, and the Northeastern scoring in very quick succession. And the extra point is good, and we will take a quick break. Now 27 to 12.
1 minute and 31 seconds in the second quarter.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
We are back at the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week. Northeastern kicking off now with a 15-point lead. That last touchdown completion from Ishman to B.J. Evans. And 2 touchdowns in quick succession. And to check to see how many seconds apart they were. There's a flag down, and they'll have to, or maybe a whistle blew, and they'll have to redo this kick.
Hey, switch Nazir, tank. Switch Nazir, tank.
And Northeastern will back up, so. So re-kicking this will be the Eagles. Backed up now their own 35. Another angled kick. They really like those today. Nelson gets it. Trying to dance his way around some folks and then gang tackled at the 36. A minute 24 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Minute and 24 seconds, score 27-12. The Tigers take over.
We talked a little bit about how the RPI will work this year. They changed a little bit of the formula. Again, there's no kind of benefit given to conference champions, so it's only done by RPI. And also, they kind of made your opponents, your win-loss record matter a little bit more, as there's a hold on that return. I didn't see that flag initially. They also made your opponents' win-loss records matter a little bit less. So it's more about you and your opponents than it has ever been before. Off the fingertips and incomplete. Usher was looking for Nelson. First down. Kind of dangerous when the ball gets batted up like that, but he was close to the out-of-bounds line.
So you want to pay at the gate. All right, let me speak to the person that's there. Okay, he can't, who else are we going? Okay, so what is he saying? He doesn't know how to do goal fan or what?
There are four receivers bunched together at the bottom of your screen. You can see one go in motion now. Usher is looking that way. Thinks about taking off. He is being pursued from all angles. He still manages to get a few yards. And there's a flag as he is pushed, and he slips and falls right there in front of the Northeastern bench. The referees step in to make sure everything's all okay. There's a lot of extra stuff. I'm sure Wilson Prep not liking the extra push that their quarterback got, especially after Usher's had to play through a lot of contact in this game. Any extra contact for your quarterback is not appreciated. So I think he's got to, we're going to see how many yards he gets on the gain plus the pickup. I think they're going to mark it as about a 8-yard gain and then march off another 15.
Personal foul, an additional 15 yards. First down.
So here we are at the right at the 49-yard line. $111, Make-A-Wish left here in the first half. That penalty does help the Tigers considerably here. If you're Northeastern, you're not happy with that penalty. You don't need to give up an extra 15 yards and make this drive easier. The clock is on your side. So Wilson Prep giving a lot of looks out of shotgun formation on this drive. 4 wide here. Usher, he's dropping way back. There's a flag. He throws it. It is batted, intercepted by McNeil off the deflection. So the penalty flag will not matter here.
That's a flag on the play.
Usher had to scramble well back in behind the line of scrimmage. He was probably 10, 11, 12 yards back when he threw that ball. was batted by Deontay Edwards up into the air, and then Damari McNeil kind of coming out of nowhere, plucking it out of the air before it hits the ground and gets a few yards on the return. And now a short field for Northeastern with 1:03 left. If you're the Tigers, you just got to get out of this with no further damage done in the next 63 seconds. Ishman steps out of the pocket. He's hit as he throws, and is incomplete. Good pressure there by Wilson Prep that time. It looked like Zalik Kennedy. Zalik Kennedy, freshman, explosive, was in on Ishman in no time. Still 1:03 left here in the first half. McNeil in the backfield, play action. Ishman pumps once, it's deflected up into the air and dangerous. There are 3 Wilson Prep guys in the area, but no one close enough to get that. And it's Kennedy. You see, he is feeling it right now. Big 54 jogging around. He's made an impact on the last 2 throws there from Ishman. Just pinning his ears back and going. It's now 3rd and 10. You can tell Northeastern really wants a knockout punch as soon as they can get it. They've been looking deep down the field. But Wilson Prep's pass rush has stepped up at just the right time. Swinging it out. This is Harney. He's got a blocker in front of him. He's got another blocker. Bounces off one more. Can he get a first down? He does.
First down, Northeastern.
On 3rd and long there. So from the 43 down to the 31 he goes. 12-yard pickup. 48 seconds left in the second quarter as the clock rolls again. After the ball is set, Ishman back. Quick strike, too high, incomplete. There's a flag in the direction of holding.
Holding on Northeastern.
So bring this one 10 yards back. 38 seconds left till halftime. Ishman, for most of this first half, has had a lot of time to throw, but not at all on this drive. The pocket has collapsed quickly.
First down, 20.
Eagles have no timeouts left. Ishman well short of his intended target. 2nd and 20.
Second down and 20. 34 seconds left.
Ishman now 13 of 23 passing. 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And he is over the 1,000-yard mark this season. .34 seconds on the clock. Going long is Ishman, deep and incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Wilson Prep defenders running step for step with Northeastern that time. Takes another 9 seconds off the clock, and there's now 29. With no timeouts, if Northeastern were to complete it in the middle of the field, they would have to run up to the line of scrimmage, and it would be 4th down. They'd have to run one final play. Ishman does a screen pass to McNeil. He's running in the middle of the field. He's down. Oh, gosh, he stiff-armed someone's helmet off, or maybe accidentally knocked someone's helmet off. He's close to a first down, but he's a little bit short. 4th and 1, I believe. But the helmet coming off means that Northeastern will be able to come up to the line and kind of get set here. As anytime your helmet comes off, you have to come out of play. So Wilson Prep defender now has to leave the field. 14 seconds left until halftime. Ball's on the 23. They need to get to the 22 for a first down. 4th and 1. The clock will begin as soon as the referee signals, and it is. Ishman, he's going for it all, going deep into the end zone and incomplete. So Wilson Prep is going to get out of this half with no further damage done. They wanted it all on 4th and 1. And 8 seconds left. Wilson Prep could just take a knee and get out of this half. It was a 1-point game. They gave up a score and then a punt that went wrong. Set up Northeastern for another short drive and another score, and all of a sudden they trail 15. And remember, Northeastern gets the ball back to start the second half, but encouraging stuff for Wilson Prep, and that pass rush really pinned its ears back and got going there in that last drive. That was big for them. Direct snap. I believe that's Nelson with it, and that will do it for the first half of play. So at halftime, in a battle of two of the best in the 2-5-2, Northeastern leads 27-12.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth. Teens bounce back fast and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
Your child pours their heart and soul into their dreams.
You're so ready for this.
But underage drinking can stop a young mind and body from performing at its best.
Okay, everyone, it's time.
We're ready.
Make sure your star keeps shining. Start the conversation about the dangers of alcohol with tips at talkitoutnc.org.
All right, folks, welcome back to the High School OT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. Northeastern is leading here at Wilson Prep 27-12. A few things to kind of get us a little recap from the first half. Let's look at some of the stats here. Trevon Usher, 1 of 3 passing for 8 yards, 1 interception. That happened on a deflection right before halftime. But he also has 8 carries for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also on the ground for Wilson Prep, and getting unofficial stats here. Nasir Vines, 4 carries for 18 yards. Ethan Nelson, 7 carries for 4 yards. The only reception for the Tigers has been Ethan Nelson, 1 catch, 8 yards. Zach Ishman, 14 completions out of 26 attempts. So 26 first half attempts for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Damari McNeil has 4 carries for 28 yards. And the leading receiver so far is Uzziah Harney, 4 receptions, 41 yards. The Eagles scored twice in about a 3-minute span just before halftime to go from down 1 to up 15. That has made a big difference in the kind of complexion of the second half. As we start off, you see there Wilson Prep will have to kick to the Eagles.
The Tigers are getting ready to kick off to the Eagles.
2 huge momentum swings in the first half, both having to deal with turnovers.
7-12. Now I want to go deep. If he's keeping that pocket.
Northeastern was knocking on the door, ready to go up 2 scores, and they had a turnover, and Wilson Prep, 1 play later, scored a touchdown. Then right before half, kind of a mishandled punt turned into a turnover on downs, and that led Northeastern to points. So both teams kind of capitalizing on the miscues of the other. It should be a compelling second half here. You're listening to and you're watching the High School OT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. I am J. Mike Blake. On the stats tonight, we've got Blair Mitchell joining us. This is Ethan Nelson to kick off. He returns kicks, and he does the kicks. That's a rarity. And 3 returners back from Northeastern, trying to get a running start as they come up to this one. And it's fielded at about the 11-yard line. And stepping out of bounds with it, that is B.J. Evans. It's across the 20 to about the 25.
First down, Eagles on the 25-yard line.
Wilson Prep also, right before halftime, and they were having to defend a short field and having to deal with Northeastern really going big, trying to get in the end zone because they had no timeouts. They really pinned their ears back and brought the rush onto Zach Ishman. Made him have to throw some passes a lot earlier than he wanted to, and that had not been the case so far this game until that last drive right before halftime. Let's see what the second half has in store, if that continues for the Tigers or if the Eagles make a few necessary adjustments to give their QB a few added seconds in the pocket. It's the give to McNeil. Oh, he's got a lot of room to run here, breaking some tackles, dragging a few defenders across the first down line, and then some.
First down, Eagles.
19-yard pickup on first down, and there's a flag afterwards.
Come on, man.
Excuse me, 14-yard pickup. And if that is an unsportsmanlike penalty, that'll be another 15 if it's on Wilson Prep, and it is. So across midfield in one play, go the Eagles. To the 46. Ishman swinging it out, got his man Harney, first down and then some, down the sideline he goes, and he is out at around the 10.
First down on the 10-yard line.
So he stepped out a little bit earlier, so either way, a big pickup from the 46 down to looks like the 12 they go. Uzziah Harney, the leading receiver, entering this contest for Northeastern, showing what he can do after the catch. Turns it upfield. Gets Northeastern back into the red zone in about 30 seconds. And we had, the chain gang hadn't moved downfield yet. Now they'll make their way. It's not a first and goal yet. They can get to about the, actually no, they moved it back to the 14, didn't they? So they can get to the 4 here and get a new fresh set of downs. The give is to McNeil, breaks one tackle, going toward the end zone, and he's in. Flag is in the direction of holding, so we'll see if this stands. And it will not. Northeastern's had a few costly penalties. That one taking points off the board. Back to the 24 they go. Just remember, you can head on over to the Talk It Out NC statewide football scoreboard. That's North Carolina's most up-to-date source for high school football results. More accurate than Max Preps and a little bit quicker. Our guys are on it. Trying to get everything in as soon as possible and confirmed. And then after that, you've got the HighSchoolOT postgame show presented by Talk It Out NC at 10:15. Ishman throwing long into the end zone and too far. 2 defenders there. And he was looking for his man.
Incomplete pass. Second down.
Devin Shreves was in the area for the Eagles. Ishman, most of the first half, he was kind of looking for those intermediate routes. Then towards the end, towards right in the last minute or so, he was going deep and he's kind of continued to have his eyes downfield here to start the third quarter. Ishman, he throws it a little too high, right through the hands, actually, of Harney.
Third down and 20.
I'll tell you, there's quite a few different spots, different plays on this drive where there's been one-on-one coverage, and the Wilson Prep defender has done a good job staying with his guy in man coverage. On the bottom part of your screen, that's Nelson, who has to stay one-on-one with B.J. Evans. And he's on an island down here, and he's holding his own. Third down and long. Low snap. Ishman pitches it to McNeil. He's got, oh, there's a flag for holding there for sure. So short of the first down, it would bring up 4 if they declined the penalty, but I think they'll want them to accept it nonetheless. And I think they just, the ref picked up the flag and threw it again. I believe that might be another penalty. Maybe a player said one of the magic words as he was walking by. It seems to be unsportsmanlike. So there is a holding in that signal. And then after, an unsportsmanlike. So 2 penalties. I guess you could, in theory, decline the holding and accept the personal foul, and it'd be 4th down and long. Or you could accept both and it'd be 3rd and Greenville here. This ball will be snapped at the 41, and they've got to get to the 4. So a 3rd and 37.
3rd and 35. Third down and 37.
So his penalties certainly backbreakers for Northeastern unless something wild happens here. Rolling out to his right is Ishman. He's going to slip. The ball comes out. They rule it a fumble. They say he was down. He was down. And so this will be fourth down, and Northeastern may have to bring out the punting unit here because they are going to be backed up all the way to the 47. So Wilson Prep holds on the Eagles' first drive, helped a lot by those penalties. Another flag comes out. There was the referee, and nothing had happened yet, so I'm guessing this is unsportsmanlike, and guessing from the reactions here, it would be on Wilson Prep. Well, the ref was standing next to some players, just threw the flag before they had even spotted the ball. And the referee made the signal for an ejection. Now the ball will be marched forward. Fourth and a lot, but not as long as there was before. So Northeastern's punting unit goes back to the sidelines, and now Ishman and company come out to see if they can't heave this one at the end zone or deep. This might be one of those plays, if you're on defense, it's better to knock the ball down than to try to pick it off inside the 10 unless you have a clear return path, because you'll take over in decent field position. Unless they can get about 20, we'll call it 26 yards, 27 yards or so here. We have a timeout before the snap, and we did. So as they take a break, we will take one also. We'll be right back after this.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth: teens bounce back fast and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
Welcome back to the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. And with 8:59 left in the third quarter, we have had a series of penalties moving the ball forward, back. A little bit like Candyland. Sometimes you hit the wrong thing and backwards you go. But right now it's fourth and long for Northeastern. And I guess the Eagles have decided the worst thing to happen would be a touchback in which you only net about 11 yards. So why not go for it? They have a long, long way to go if they want to pick up a first here and keep the drive alive. Right now, both, not sure what's happening, but both teams are huddling with their respective players. Why don't we take a break and see if we can't figure out what's going on after this.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
We are back at the High School T Game of the Week. We're assuming the referees told both coaches to kind of preach a little points of emphasis to both sidelines, and maybe that was the official timeout that we needed there, because we're only at the 8:59 mark here in the third quarter. Both sides have gotten an unsportsmanlike penalty. Ishman stepping up, ball comes out, and it is on the ground. Northeastern tries to fall on it. Wilson Prep tries to fall on it, and the Tigers have picked it up, and it'll be their ball at about the 40, unless they're saying he was down. They are going to say he was down when he first picked it up. Either way, it was going to be a turnover. On fourth down, that would have been a turnover on downs. Tyquan Whitaker is the guy who eventually does recover the ball. As it just made its way, kind of a slippery ball there, apparently, even though the field is plenty dry. Just kept kind of squirting away from everybody that tried to dive on it. And the Tigers have withstood the first drive of the second half. Took about 4 minutes and some change off of the game clock, but on the clock on your watch, it took quite a bit with all the different penalties and stoppages and conferences and things like that. So now we get to see what the Tigers can do. The give inside. Oh, a big run by Nilsson. First down and then some. From the 33 out to the 48, a 15-yard pickup. And I believe that's the best carry of the day for Ethan Nelson. Quick snap. It's to Nelson again, weaving his way through. He's got good yardage close to the first down line. He may have gotten 9 on that one. I like this no huddle here for the Tigers. 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard carry. Nelson, third time in a row. Nelson, another first down. He picks up, looks like 4 on that one. We have not seen this no huddle from Wilson Prep tonight. Gotta like that they can go to that when they feel like they can kind of change the game a little bit. It's certainly working in their favor right now. Hand off to Nelson. Because a big hit near sideline, but still a solid pickup. 5 yards for Nelson. Ball is on the 35 now. Low snap. Handoff, there may have been blown dead. There's a flag on the play. And Wilson Prep's going to move back. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 after the false start.
tell Phil to check Trayvon on the shoulder.
Handoff. This is Vines with it. Trucking along, trying to move the pile, and that pile is going to fall forward. Depends on where they say his forward progress stops. I think it's going to be a little bit further back than that.
I just check it. If you say he all right, he all right.
2 yards is all he gets credit for there.
Third down and 8.
So Nasir Vines on that one, as Nelson a little bit winded after getting a lot of the carries to start this drive. And a very important 3rd and 8 here for the Tigers, as the clock is right at 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 3rd. Shotgun formation. Usher is back, throws it out to his back, and is it incomplete or fumbled? I think they're going to say he caught it and then fumbled, and then no, incomplete. Referee comes over and makes a big declaration. It was incomplete, and I'll tell you what, if it had not been incomplete, either way, it was going to be an incredible effort from Nasir Vines to have fumbled it, popped up, and then fallen on his own fumble. And there's a flag down, I believe, for holding, because the yard marker is already moving back. Actually, it's a 5-yard penalty, so I missed what the call was. Just kidding, it's 10, so it must have been holding, as the chain gang keeps moving back.
Holding on the Tigers. So if they're down 20.
3rd down, 19. Ball.
3rd down and 19. Tigers.
What you got, Wes? What you got? What you got, Wes?
Usher will heave it long, and he's got, there's a flag on the play. Tripped up, and that looks like defensive pass interference. It's not an automatic 1st down in high school, but it will make this a 3rd and short for Wilson Prep. It is indeed pass interference.
Pass interference on the Eagles.
Few things different with high school pass interference. 1, it's not an automatic 1st down. Also, 2, it does not matter in a lot of situations if the ball is, doesn't matter if the ball is catchable or not, and it doesn't matter if, basically, if you're not turned around looking at the ball, it's almost always on you. That time, getting tripped up made that ball uncatchable, so it is a penalty. So it should be 3rd down. Yard marker over there says 4th, but that's not correct. I also think they may have moved it up. So there it is. Now it's 3rd down. So 3rd and 4. There we go. That is correct. A pretty manageable down and distance here for the Tigers. Ball at the 33. Usher throwing it. Complete. That's to Vines. Down the sidelines he goes. Close to the 10 and inside the red zone. Excuse me, that was not number 1. That was number 7. Tazion Barnes with it. My apologies there. Got my number 1 and number 7 confused. Ball is at the 10, so that's a 1st and goal. Huge 23-yard pickup. Longest pass play of the day for Usher. Usher looks to the air and goes down. His knee is down as he tries to throw that, and they will mark him down. It's going to be a loss on the play. The pocket collapsed around him. It's a loss of 5. Will make his 1st and goal from the 15, or 2nd and goal from the 15. Again, once the scoreboards hit 0 across the state, tune in to the HighSchoolOT postgame show presented by Talk It Out NC. That's at 10:15 p.m. tonight. Joel Bryant and Evan Moesta breaking down not only this game, but talking to media members at some of the biggest games all across the state. It's 10:15, HighSchoolOT. Usher, he's throwing it and is picked off, intercepted. His desperation pass now is lateraled back and stepping out of bounds. Man, a costly turnover there. Usher just in desperation mode, trying to make something happen. Almost a no-look pass there. That's interception number 2 for this Eagles defense. They will take over right at their own 10-yard line. Four minutes and 43 seconds left here in the third quarter. No scoring in this quarter so far. Handoff. This is McNeil with it, fighting his way close to a first down. I think he's got it. It is a first down, 10 yards on the first play of this drive.
First down, Eagles.
They're going to go back to him again on the next play, and it's a few, about a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Second down, 8 Eagles.
Folks, we want to remind you, Alpaca Peruvian Chicken, our sponsor of this game of the week, is great at office lunches, team lunches, tailgating, football games. Place your next catering order with Alpaca so you and your friends can enjoy the best rotisserie chicken as this pass is complete near the sticks to number 15.
First down, Eagles.
Tavon Bell. Again, place your next catering order with Alpaca so you and your friends can enjoy the best rotisserie chicken in the area. You can taste their legendary flavor and hometown pride at 18 locations across North Carolina, including their newest one right here in Wilson. Handoff, this is Gwynn with it for the Eagles. Bowling his way for about an 8-yard pickup.
Second down and 2, Eagles.
Northeastern certainly in a rhythm right now. They started at this drive at their own 10. Holding Wilson Prep to no points in the red zone. And go back to Gwynn again, and he is crumpled behind the line of scrimmage.
Third down.
2 men in on that tackle. That's Jonathan Battle Powell. Number 8, and we have an injury on the field. Also number 58 was in on that tackle. Hope everything's okay with this player. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Alpaca Peruvian Chicken is great at office lunches, team lunches, tailgating, and football games. Place your next catering order at Alpaca so you and your friends can enjoy the best rotisserie chicken in the area. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. Alpaca Peruvian Chicken, home of North Carolina's favorite chicken and a proud supporter of HighSchoolOT and football teams across the state.
Your child pours their heart and soul into their dreams.
You're so ready for this.
But underage drinking can stop a young mind and body from performing at its best.
Okay, everyone, it's time.
We're ready.
Make sure your star keeps shining. Start the conversation about the dangers of alcohol with tips at talkitoutnc.org.
Welcome back to the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week. Just in time, it looks like the injured player has been helped to the sideline. Hope everything is All good. Never like to see any injuries, although it is part of the game. This is 3rd and 3, we'll call it, for Northeastern. As the clock is under 2.5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Trips to the near side of your screen. Ishman's going to run it. He's got the first down, takes a big hit. The Eagles move the chains once again. $11 yards on that carry. Perfectly timed draw play, catching the defense off guard. Northeastern's taken about 3 minutes off this clock. Hasn't made it across midfield yet. Ishman got some time, guns it over the middle, incomplete. He's looking for his favorite target, Uzziah Harney. Just 1 minute and 31 seconds now. Either one of these teams is going to win a big game tonight, and just like winning a big game, preventing underage drinking takes teamwork. Parents and teens can visit talkitoutnc.org for resources to start the conversation about risk of underage drinking. Join Talk It Out NC to cheer for safe, smart choices. Very excited about our new partners as that run picks up 5. This one is now the Talk It Out NC scoreboard. And the post-game show is also brought to you by Talk It Out NC. A great cause and great folks. Ishman, screen pass a little high for McNeil, unable to bring it in. This will bring up 4th and 5.
4th down and 5.
Northeastern has shown a real reluctance to bring out the punt team too many times tonight. If they can help it, there's no indication they're going to bring them out here. So on 4th and 5, they'll see if they can pick it up. Ishman, slant pattern, complete, and I think he's going to get the first. He's got it. B.J. Evans runs a slant, gets to the sticks. They needed 5, he got 6. Now the ball is down at the 41 with under a minute left here in the 3rd.
Hey, tell Stanley he can go over to the camera.
It's a give McNeil over the right-hand side. Big gain here, about 9 or so.
Flag on the play. Tell Stanley he need to come over to the camera.
Flag, however, threatens to wipe that play out.
Go Tell Stanley they need him up here at this camera.
And they will indeed march it right on back for holding. Ball's going to be at the 50. The line to gain is 31, so that makes this a 1st and 19, but the clock has hit 0 on the 3rd quarter. We've got one more quarter to play. Northeastern has the ball and a 15-point lead. We'll be right back after this.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
Welcome back to the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken here in week 4 of the season. Anything can happen in this one, folks. We've had some momentum swings in every quarter except this last one. The 3rd quarter was scoreless on either side. Perhaps the biggest thing that happened there was Northeastern holding their own when Wilson Prep got into the red zone. And now they are facing a 1st and 19 to start this quarter off. Ishman is a screen. They set it up, it's picked off.
It's picked up by the Tigers.
Oh my goodness, he could not have read that screen pass any better. That is Kiki Williams, the freshman, diving in there. Ball was not where the running back was. It was actually, if anything, could have gone into the dirt, but Kiki Williams there, Kakai Williams, there for Wilson Prep. We have an injured player down. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Appears like that could be the case here. But again, just to remind you of what we have still to come tonight on HighSchoolOT. You've got the Talk It Out NC scoreboard with all the scores, the fastest place to get them, most complete place to get them. We also have the post-game show with Evan Moesta and Joel Bryant. That's scheduled for 10:15 p.m. tonight. And then you have WRAL Football Friday with Chris Lee at 11:15. You can also catch that live on HighSchoolOT.com. And Wilson Prep hanging around. They didn't get the points they wanted in the 3rd, but the defense holds firm right there. And I believe that's the first interception for Ishman, who's now 17 of 33 passing, 206 yards and 2 touchdowns. Damari McNeil for Northeastern, 8 carries, 59 yards. Ishman also has 2 touchdown runs. For Wilson Prep, Trevon Usher still leading the way with 97 yards on the ground. Ethan Nelson with 36, and Nasir Vines with 20. And I thought we'd keep you here, but well, actually it looks like he might be being helped to his feet, so we'll stay here. And it's imperative for Wilson Prep to make Northeastern pay here and get some points on the board. And hope everything was okay. It looked like that injury kind of happened afterwards as you're coming off the field, so. Again, Northeastern with a 2-1 record entering this. They only have 1 loss. That was to 7A D.H. Conley. Wilson Prep entering tonight with an 0-3 record, but as you can tell, both those records are deceiving. Wilson Prep's losses are two teams in the 7A, 4A, and 3A classifications. They're going to test themselves in the non-conference portion, so they mean good to go in the postseason.
First down and 10, Tigers.
And Northeastern, year after year, has really tough opponents lined up in its non-conference schedule. The give is to Vines, dancing his way to the right side. He's got the first down, and he's got some more. They're waiting for the signal. Nasir Vines with a huge carry.
Went out on the 1 yard line.
Make that a 48-yard run on first down, and what a quick response from Wilson Prep. They get the turnover. Vines with a 48-yard carry down that sideline. The way he was able to stay in bounds was amazing.
All right, yeah.
First and goal from the 1.
Go on the 1 yard line for the Tigers.
It's so hard to stop Wilson Prep in power. However, they have had two-point conversions that have been denied tonight. Vines, direct snap, and he's in there. Touchdown, Tigers.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Exactly the kind of response they needed. That will make it 27-18, pending this 2-point try. Vines started that drive with a 48-yard run. He gets to finish it off with a 1-yard carry. If they get this, it's a 7-point game. Vines, again, behind his blockers. He's in.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It is now 27-20.
Boy, the HighSchoolOT game of the week is delivering once again, folks.
Shifting in the atmosphere.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth. Teens bounce back fast and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
Folks, welcome back to the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. These two teams out of the 252 has been trading blows after blow, and right now Northeastern will have to have a counterpunch as Wilson Prep scores just 20 seconds into the fourth quarter to cut this lead down to 7. This kickoff by Nelson. This one will be a touchback or close to it. Nope, fielded at about the 1 by Harney. And Nelson making his own tackle. Again, he does a little bit of everything. He return kicks and do the kickoffs, and he gets the hit in there on Harney to stop that return, which looked really dangerous, right at the 37-yard line.
Same pressure defense. Put pressure on the quarterback.
11 minutes, 33 seconds in the fourth. So still a lot of time left in this one. We had a scoreless third quarter and wasted no time. And someone striking. The high snap goes through the hands of Ishman, and he loses big yards there. The only thing that could have been worse for Northeastern would have been if he didn't fall on that one. Huge loss on this one. From the 47 all the way back to the 24-yard line.
Down to 25.
This one's second down. The Eagles have their work cut out for them here. And both teams, when they go to shotgun, they've had really good snaps. Nothing wrong tonight until that play. Ishman gunning it long. He's got a man out there, incomplete. It looked like B.J. Evans had a beat on his man. Instead, it'll be third and long.
About what? Okay, they get frustrated start the clock. He just.
They start when I stop with it.
Okay, so he needs to watch the guy with the white hat, right?
So third and Kaneda right here for the Eagles. Maybe a third in Stantonsburg, depending on who you ask. Ishman under pressure, runs into his own blocker, still on his feet, moving to his left and completing a short pass to Harney. And gains more yards than you would think. It's not too far away from the original line of scrimmage. But the punting unit will have to come out here for Northeastern. I want to say we've only seen this happen once tonight with Peyton Paris, the kicker for the Eagles. There are two returners back for the Tigers, and almost blocked, but it's clean, and it's a good kick too. And muffed, and Northeastern recovers it. Unless the referee signals otherwise, the Eagles have the ball. Oh my goodness. Aiden Hawley is right there on the play for Northeastern.
Northeastern takes over.
That worked out about as good as a 45-yard pass. As the Eagles offense is still on the field. The fresh set of downs. Inside the red zone, right at the red zone. The ball at the 20. McNeil on the carry, trucking his way through the middle and inside the 10, an 11-yard gain.
First down and go.
It's hard to recover after a back-breaking play like that. Wilson Prep having to defend the run again. McNeil patiently falling behind his blockers, and he is in there. Touchdown. 2 plays, 20 yards. Wilson Prep made Northeastern pay for its interception in 2 plays, and Northeastern does the same thing with that muffed return on the punt. They now lead 33-20. Extra point is up. And good. 9:31 left in this one. Northeastern now has a 14-point lead.
Raising kids is a roller coaster. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, but most times you wonder how your kid turned out so well. That's how. You did the hard work, made the right decisions, like talking about alcohol before it could be a problem. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get resources on how to talk about underage drinking. So Mom, Dad, keep up the good work. It's worth it. Talk early. Talk often. Talk it out, NC.
Are you craving chicken? Download the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app to gain access to exclusive offers and earn rewards by eating the food that you love. New members who sign up will receive a free entree. Again, that's the Alpaca Peruvian Chicken app. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. You can visit them online at alpacachicken.com and catch the Alpaca Chicken Game of the Week each Friday night on HighSchoolOT.com.
It's the High School OT Game of the Week presented by Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. Wilson Prep has cut it down to a 7-point lead, and Northeastern answers right back. So it's 2-touchdown margin once again. As this return gets stonewalled at about the 20, and that is where the Tigers will take over this next drive. 9 minutes and 21 seconds left in this contest. So 1st and 10 for Wilson Prep. Their last touchdown drive, 2 plays, 49 yards. It was all Nasir Vines, who had a 48-yard carry, followed it up with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. And then he also had the 2-point conversion right after that. Inside give, and fighting his way through more tacklers. That is Nelson, I believe. Yes. It looked like he was wrapped up for no game, but he does pretty well just to fight his way for 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Clock certainly on the side of Northeastern as the Tigers try to mount this comeback one more time. Inside carry. Good one-on-one tackle made. That was Nelson with it again. We've mentioned this name a few times on defensive ends with a pursuit from the other side. It's Makai Williams. Going downhill, chasing that play from behind. Picked up 1 yard on that carry. It's a 3rd and 4 now. Usher stops, throws, incomplete. Flag comes in late. There was contact. This receiver tried to go over the middle. And that could, and it will be defensive pass interference. 1st down for Wilson Prep coming up here.
I don't see Tank. Do y'all see Tank on the sideline? Wow. He what? He left. Huh?
To the 41 they go.
So his daddy pulled him off the field.
It's Vines with it, only about a yard. Tripped up before he could really get going. Bounced that one to the outside. So he's 2nd and 9 here.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Did you see him when he got it?
A little bit of a high snap, and Usher's just going to have to fall on this one. He's going to lose 4 yards on this one. 3rd and 13 now. And we've seen Wilson Prep a few times tonight. Just when you think they're in this danger zone of falling too far behind, they'll get a big play, or Northeastern maybe a penalty to help out. We'll see if they have it here. Usher, boy, he's got no time. He throws it, and it's complete to Vines across the 30 to the 20, still on his feet. They've done it again. Wilson Prep. They just will not say die. They just will not go away. Wilson Prep, again a response. And the clock stopping with 5:59 left in the game. "62-yard completion. Vines was all by himself, and he's so dangerous in the open field. The snap is to the up back, I believe. Well, there's a flag on the play. I don't think the ball was snapped because the center has it. The center had the ball in the end zone, and okay, quite the trick play if that was legal. So, false start. So, down by 8, this can make it 6. And trying to see what reason we're stopping the game here. There's a timeout for Wilson Prep, and we'll keep it here. And remind you that students, parents, and peers, it's time to start the conversation to stop underage drinking. Get the help you need to talk openly and honestly about underage drinking, peer pressure, and more with our partners at Talk It Out NC. You can visit talkitoutnc.org to start the conversation today. And as you look at our statewide scoreboard tonight, you'll notice it is the Talk It Out NC football scoreboard. And then later on at 10:15, or thereabouts, we might still be going at 10:15, but thereabouts, 10:15, we'll have the HighSchoolOT post-game show brought to you by Talk It Out NC. So that is extra 5 yards. This ball moves back. It's now going to be at the 8, and it's going to make it a little more difficult of a play here for Wilson Prep. Their line was certainly starting to win those short yardage situations, but again, a couple of big plays from Wilson Prep tonight. That one, a 62-yard pass from Trevon Usher to Nasir Vines. Usher rolling out and having to get it away at the last second, finding a wide open Vines, and he does the rest. There's a flag before this one gets started, offside. So,
hey, you got to get somebody off that edge, man. There's nobody blocking this edge over there.
Offside appears to be the signal from the side judge. Let's see.
Flag on the play.
And if that's the case, then that means Wilson Prep's back in business at the 3 to try this 2-point conversion. And it is indeed offside. Jumping early where the Eagles didn't need to do that when the ball was backed up to the 8. As Usher poised to take a direct snap unless it goes to one of the upbacks. It does go to Usher. He's going to throw in the back of the end zone. Too far. A little bit of miscommunication there. Incomplete.
No good. Score is now 34-26 with 5 minutes and 59.
It's an 8-point game, folks. Stay with us.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth. Teens bounce back fast and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
All right, folks, here's the situation. Wilson Prep is kicking off to Northeastern, down by 8 with less than 6 minutes to go, 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Wilson Prep has 2 timeouts remaining. They did just burn one to talk about their 2-point play, which wound up being an incomplete pass. They still have 2 timeouts.
Regular.
We'll see what it is here. Onside kick, and it goes out of bounds. So Northeastern will take over in a pretty good spot here to 36. No flag, so I guess they're saying he recovered at 36 and slid out of bounds. And almost right on cue, we're talking about how Wilson Prep has had their back to the wall a few times tonight, and they've had a response, and bam, there goes a 62-yard pass. And it's a 1-score game again, and now let's see what the Wilson Prep defense can do as they try to dial things up another level here and complete this comeback against Northeastern, or if Northeastern can once again distance themselves from the Tigers. The give to McNeil around the left side. Boy, McNeil gets some big yardage. He doesn't get a lot of carries on this team that prefers to pass the ball around a lot. He's a load to bring down. It's a 2nd and 4, I believe. Pick up a 6. He's got 11 carries for 85 yards, so do the math on there. That's a pretty good average. Hand off to McNeil, first down and then some across midfield. He's going to go for more inside the 20 to the 10. Dragged down right at the 10.
For the Eagles.
Huge gain on that one. "44-yard pickup for McNeil, right on cue as we talk about how much he's ripping off every time he gets the ball. Under 5 minutes left. The clock now is like an extra teammate on the side of Northeastern and working against Wilson Prep. McNeil inside, stopped at about the 7. That's a 3-yard pickup, 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal for the Eagles.
And they're going to be content to snap the ball very low into the play clock here. McNeil, no, Ishman keeping it, and Ishman's in there, touchdown.
Touchdown for the Eagles.
He fooled a lot of people on that one, almost myself. And Ishman, his 3rd rushing score of the game, has Northeastern sitting pretty with 3:37 left to go. So a lot of big carries by McNeil. Setting up Ishman on the 7-yard run. The extra point. There's a flag before that one's kicked, so they may have to do this over again. I was good, but offside is declined, so I think they're going to accept the, no? I can't tell what the call was, folks. I apologize. Either way, Northeastern's going to have to kick this again. Extra point up, and the extra point is good. Northeastern 41, Wilson Prep 26.
7 seconds left in the game.
Alpaca Peruvian Chicken is great at office lunches, team lunches, tailgating, and football games. Place your next catering order at Alpaca so you and your friends can enjoy the best rotisserie chicken in the area. Taste their legendary flavor and homemade pride at 18 locations across the Triangle, Fayetteville, Mebane, Wilmington, Sanford, and now Wilson. Alpaca Peruvian Chicken, home of North Carolina's favorite chicken and a proud supporter of high school OT and football teams across the state.
Your child pours their heart and soul into their dreams.
You're so ready for this.
But underage drinking can stop a young mind and body from performing at its best.
Okay, everyone, it's time.
We're ready.
Make sure your star keeps shining. Start the conversation about the dangers of alcohol with tips at talkitoutnc.org.
Welcome back to the High School T Game of the Week. Nelson, I believe, on that short return. No, sorry, that's number 9. Israel Taylor. So Wilson Prep down 15. We've said that once before tonight. They've always seemed to battle back and make it a one-score game, but they have their work cut out with only 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. I don't think anything has happened in this game to change anyone's mind that Wilson Prep is one of the teams to beat in 1A. Also don't think there's anything to change anyone's mind that Northeastern is still where you start the conversation in the 3A East in football. That's why both teams play challenging non-conference schedules for games like this that make both of them better down the road. As that game by Vines only gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so no yards on that one. Off his back foot throwing, screen pass, complete. There's a flag down for the horse collar there. And more flags in the area, so maybe a horse collar and something else. As that time, Usher completed it to Ethan Nelson. It was only about 3 or 4 yards, but the officials were quick to throw a flag as it was tackled around the shoulder pads in a way you don't want to see, because that can lead to so many injuries. We'll see what the call is here. There's 2 minutes and 51 seconds left as this clock stops. I do wonder where the other penalty flag was, if these penalties may offset. We'll see. Personal foul, face mask, actually. Personal foul, horse collar, offsetting. So face mask on Northeastern, horse collar on Wilson Prep. I haven't seen a horse collar ever called on the offense, so maybe the ref just pointed the wrong way on that one. Offensive horse collar would be pretty hard to do. Usher throwing it long, incomplete. Having to go to the air a little bit with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left.
Third down and 10.
The give is to Vines. He's had a lot of big plays tonight, trying to pick up the first down. I think he's got the first and then some.
First down, Tigers.
The acceleration of Nasir Vines. Looks like he's slowing down, just maybe trying to find a spot to duck out of bounds. Instead, he turns on the Jets again. He turns that into a nice 13-yard pickup. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in this game.
Injured player on the field.
And a player trying to come off the field. I think it's Vines trying to get off the field and unable to make it. So let's take a very quick commercial break and be back.
Don't fall for the myths. Get the facts about underage drinking.
Myth. Teens bounce back fast and teenage athletes can perform just fine after a night of drinking alcohol. The fact is, alcohol can hinder athletic performance for up to 3 days, delaying recovery and causing long-term issues with muscle loss and weakness. But don't just take it from me.
Choosing not to drink as an underage athlete has really helped me significantly. I've been able to focus, keep my priorities straight, and it's helped me separate myself from, many other people.
Get more facts at talkitoutnc.org.
All right, folks, the situation is 2 minutes, 22 seconds left. Northeastern up and on defense as Wilson Prep's trying to make another push for some points. Let's go over some stats while we wait for the injured player to be helped. For Northeastern, Zach Ishman, 18 of 34 passing, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also has, check out this stat line, 6 carries for 17 yards and 3 touchdowns. Damari McNeil, 13 rushing attempts for 132 yards, so 10 yards a carry for Damari McNeil and 1 touchdown. For Wilson Prep, Trevon Usher, 4 for 8 passing, 97 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, also 10 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ethan Nelson, 13 carries, 42 yards, and Nasir Vines, 10 carries, 83 yards, and 1 touchdown for the Tigers. Some room to run here for Nelson. He tries to cut back. Looks like there's some room to the outside, but he cuts back there. Pickup of about 7. 2nd and 3. It's a flag. It was after the play, and I didn't see any collision or anything, so it may have been something someone said. And it's on Northeastern and unsportsmanlike. Certain things you can't say, and that will give the Tigers a first down with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. The ball right at the 30. Nelson, a man is all over him. He's trying to get away. He flings it back to Usher, and it's going to be incomplete pass. So I thought he may have laterally, hard for me to tell, but forward pass there from the back, trying to throw it to the quarterback, incomplete. And that's probably for the best for the Tigers. Stops the clock, and they don't lose any yards because that was about to be a double-digit loss had Usher caught it. So that'll be Nelson's first pass of the day. Second and 10. It's Nelson again. This time a design pass. Gunning it long. And caught! Caught! Touchdown! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Nelson, the halfback pass, complete in traffic by Israel Taylor. 1 minute, 31 seconds on the clock. It's now a 9-point game. And this 2-point conversion, as Northeastern is going to call a timeout. This 2-point conversion could cut it back to 7.
We got to go onside. Go wide. Go wide. It's not wide. It's going back toward their sideline, but go wide. I will come back, go.
Unbelievable.
Go toward their sideline, go wide. Strong shot. We come here. Put somebody on that far end over there. A 30-yard touchdown pass. And honestly, the play before, it looked like Nelson may have been designed for him to throw. It got blown up, the previous play did, by Owen Collins of Northeastern. So what does Wilson Prep do? They just say, hey, run it again. We saw something open. The thing is, however, there was hardly anyone open. It was in traffic. It was a very difficult catch. But just like that, almost a Hail Mary, it works out for you. That deep ball in traffic is a touchdown, and the Tigers can make this a 7-point game if they get it here. And that is everything, because if you score here, get it to 7, onside kick. We saw this in week 1. Terry Sanford in 71st. Anything can happen after that. It's Vines carrying it himself. Is he in there? The signal is no. He is down. Official on the far side saying nope.
No good. The Tigers, the score is now 41-32.
That is huge, because that keeps it a 2-score game. And if you're tuning in just now to the HighSchoolOT Game of the Week, it has been a fun one. And that every time you think, oh, there's a little bit of, maybe Northeastern's got this one in the bag, Wilson Prep comes right back. Stay with us. After this, we've got NC. That's at 10:15 thereabouts. Of course, it's 10:01 right now. We're still going strong. Here's the
Talk It Out NC football scoreboard on HighSchoolOT. You can have that open right now in another tab. Have it open on your phone. You will not find scores faster or more complete anywhere in the state. That includes all the other scoreboards you're used to hearing about and seeing. Those are put in by our good folks back at the station. And here comes the kick. Nelson gets on the bounce, gets a bounce, and fielded cleanly. Took a few too many bounces, got away from, further away from the Tigers there. And with 2 timeouts for Wilson Prep, Northeastern is certainly a first down away from putting this game on ice. Both these teams making deep playoff runs last year. McNeil gets bottled up for maybe a 1-yard gain. The Tigers going to use their second timeout here. Northeastern's remaining non-conference schedule next week. They host Vance County, the Vipers, out of Henderson, North Carolina. And then they hit the bye week. After that, they've got their conference schedule at Currituck County, hosting First Flight, hosting Hertford County, and then they go on the road the last 2 weeks of the year at Martin County and Pasquotank County. Then for Wilson Prep next week, they're hosting Farmville Central, followed by Southwest Edgecombe, and then a very interesting game on October 3rd at Mount Zion. That is a private, very tiny private school in Durham, made famous by Tracy McGrady many, many years ago. Then there's a bye week. And then they have their 3 conference games at Washington County, hosting Sally B. Howard from the other side of Wilson, and then hosting North Edgecombe. After that, it'll be playoff time, and I believe the top 8 seeds in the 3A class for Northeastern will get a first-round bye this year. For Wilson Prep, it could be even more than that because they'll have a smaller bracket than some of the other classifications. The give is inside and running for a tough 4 yards is Dominic Price. It's 3rd and 4, another timeout by Wilson Prep with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Again, remember, folks, the newest Alpaca Peruvian Chicken location is right here in Wilson. That gives them 18 locations across North Carolina. And you can download that app today and get a free entree. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it now. Alpaca Peruvian Chicken. The give is the Price. He gets a first down. This one's over. He fumbles. He fumbles the ball. If Wilson Prep gets it, they got a chance. The ball's still loose. Northeastern recovers, and that will be the game. Wow.
The fumble on the play, but the Eagles recover.
A game-saving recovery by offensive lineman Ivion Armstrong. My goodness. The one thing that could not happen for Northeastern on that play would be a turnover. He fumbles it. And I really thought that Wilson Prep was one of the first people on the ball on the ground, but again, second time tonight, he kind of squirts away from the first person to it. And now, victory formation for Northeastern, who moved to 3-1 on this year. Wilson Prep, go ahead and call them the best 0-4 team in the state as they continue to play up to get ready for later on in the year. As the handshakes begin, again, a look at some of our leading players. Zach Ishman, 18 of 34 passing, 210 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 rushing touchdowns, all short yardage, as he ran 6 times for 17 yards. Damari McNeil, 14 carries, 133 yards, and 1 touchdown for the Eagles. Wilson Prep led by Trevon Usher, 4 of 8 passing, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. He also ran for 93 yards. That will do it for our HighSchoolOT Game of the Week. Stay with us on HighSchoolOT.com. You've got the post-game show to look forward to, as well as the most accurate scoreboard in the state, the Talk It Out NC Football Scoreboard. I am J. Mike Blake for Blair and Mitchell, our statistician. We'll see you all next time.